Welcome to my simple LED tutorial part 2. In this video, I will show you how to make a sequence of flashing LEDs. This is what the end product will look like. Now before I continue, this video is a continuation on my previous video, which I highly suggest you should check out as I describe all the parts we are using. In this case, we need one Arduino board, one USB connector, 4 jumper cables, 4 LEDs, and 4 resistors. I will leave a link to my previous video in the description below, as well as where to buy these parts. Now, let's get on with the tutorial. Firstly, you're going to start with your Arduino board. So once you grab your Arduino board, you're going to need to take one jumper cable. With this jumper cable, you're going to establish a ground. So you're going to plug one of the ends into the ground pin. Now you grab your breadboard. So what you need to do with this jumper cable is to establish a ground. So you plug it into the negative rail of the breadboard. Next step is to use the resistors. So you'll take your first resistor and plug in one of the legs into the ground rail, and then the other leg across the breadboard into any of the other rails of your choice. Just like this. The placement exactly doesn't matter, but you want one leg in the negative rail and one leg out of it. Now, you're going to take the rest of your resistors and plug them in the same way. I'm just going to speed up the video just to hurry it along, but you can pause it at any time. So your next step is inserting your LEDs. So you take your first LED and you want to look at the legs of it. So as you can see, the smaller leg is the negative leg and the longer one is the positive. So you're going to take the negative leg and plug it in right beside the resistor. After you plug in the negative leg right beside the resistor, you can plug in the positive leg anywhere else as shown. Then you plug in the rest of the LEDs just as you plugged in the first one. In the next step, you're going to need your jumper cables. So in this next step, we're going to be plugging in our jumper cables into pins 13, 12, 11, and 10. So you start off by plugging the first one into pin 13. Then you take the other end of the pin and plug it in right beside the positive leg of one of your LEDs. I suggest starting with the top one to just reduce the clutter when you're going to plug in the next. Next, you're going to plug in the rest of your cables and connect them to the LEDs in the same way you did in the first step. Now, I'm just going to speed up the rest of the process, but you can pause it at any time just to double check what you're doing. Once you are done connecting each LED to the Arduino board, you are done building the circuit. Now, once you are done building the circuit, you're going to want to program your Arduino board. To do this, you need to download the Arduino IDE software. So after you get to the Arduino IDE website, you're going to want to select which one to download, depending on your operating system. Now, I've already downloaded it, so I'm just going to open it up. Now, when you open it, you won't see what I have here. That's because I already made this program. You can find all of this in the description below. The Arduinos are programmed in an open source language very similar to C, C#, or C++. This first section is assigning the variables for the LEDs to the pins 13, 12, 11, and 10. The next section is telling the Arduino that these are output variables. Next, you want to create a loop. The loop allows the program to run infinitely. Now, the lines inside of the loop is what creates the sequence of flashing LEDs. So it makes each LED either flash on high intensity or low intensity. And the delay is how long each flash lasts in milliseconds. Now, beside each line in the loop, I put comments to help you understand what each line does. However, if you don't like the look of them, you can delete them and they won't change anything. Once you're ready to upload it, you want to go to Tools and check you selected the right port and the right board you're using before you hit upload, and send the code into the Arduino to run. If built and programmed successfully, when you plug in your Arduino, your board should flash like this. You can also adjust the delay between each LED to really change how the LEDs look when they go through the sequence. For example, I'm going to make it really fast. As you can see here, changing the delay vastly changes how the LEDs look when they flash in the sequence. Now, on the other hand, you can make the LEDs flash really slowly if you increase the delay to about 500 milliseconds. Now, I decided to have a little fun and show you the little extra things you can do with this circuit of LEDs flashing in a sequence. To do this, you're going to need to increase the delay of each bright flash for the LEDs, but decrease the delay of each low flash of the LEDs. But for the last one, you want to increase the high and the low. If you notice, the LEDs resemble a race start lights, where it goes from top to bottom. It's going to go 3, 2, 1, and go. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and share the video, as well as subscribe if you're new.